Hello, everybody. It is another episode of The Ranting Redhead. I am your host, Aiden, the Ranting Redhead. Sorry I haven't done an episode in a hot second. It's because I've been in the process of moving. Most of my stuff is now mostly moved in. So now I can finally get back to doing my show at least once a week. I apologize once again that I haven't been able to, keep it going like I said every week. But hey, you know what? Life happens, and sometimes you can't dedicate a week to a rant for some reason. And unfortunately, I haven't had much time to prepare a topic, but like a big one, I've done a couple little ones. So I'm going to do a couple today just because I really wanted to do an episode. And I'm going to do a couple topics that have been bugging me. And I'll start with one that I found out this morning, okay? So, like I said, I was in the process of moving and I had to work this day. So I wasn't able to really see my dad on Father's Day. I said, hey, let's go out and have breakfast on Wednesday today. And he goes, okay, that sounds like good. That sounds like fun. We'll do it. So we go out, and there's these people behind me that had to have been from out of town. They looked like just stupid and smelled like peppermint melting crap. Anyway, um, so they were being there were I think three of them in the booth behind me. I never really wanted to turn around because I'm like, you know what? I just have this image in my head of like this snot-nosed bitch just completely complaining to the waitress. And I was like, you know what? I don't want her. In my mind, I was like, don't let her look nice. Just have her be a complete bitch in my mind. So she starts going like, my bread is not toasted. Take it back. I refuse to eat this. I felt so bad for the waitress, and then she's like, I want some water with one ice cube. One ice cube? Who's ever heard of one ice cube? Like, have you ever heard of such thing? And these people, like I said, they had to have been from out of town. And why is it whenever people come from out of town, they think that, they're kings of the land. They are complete kings of the land. Because they're paying to be there. They paid gas money to get there. I don't know, but whenever you get someone from out of town, they think they think that the world is theirs. I mean, that's just stupid to me. I don't travel to Italy and go to a nice restaurant and just open the door. Yo, give me a burger now. I don't say that. You just have some manners in your life. You need to act proper in a restaurant. You do not need to be on there. Because there's another thing that they did. They started like watching videos on their phone. And like I said, this is an older couple. And so, of course, it's like some stupid video of maybe like a cat purring because, old women like stuff like that. I don't know. Fuck them. But you could just be like, oh my God, that's so cute. Look at this kitty. And stuff like that. That's all you could hear from right behind me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry. We had to pick today. And I felt so bad for that waitress. I mean, it was in the morning. You could already tell she was going to have a shit day. So I gave a nice tip. I gave her a pretty big tip. Just because, she did a great job with me. She usually does. And I just felt sorry for her. And I'm like, if I can do anything, please. And of course, she did that thing at the end where she's like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. Bullshit. You did not mean to be rude. You did it multiple times. I get once. Then you snap, but you say it immediately after that you're sorry. You don't wait until the end of your meal to be like, yeah, I was a bitch. We all know you were. Everybody in the restaurant knows you were. It's not a big restaurant. Just shut up and go back home. I mean, I don't like tourists anyway. I mean, I don't know. Unless you live like in a rat's den, why do you have to leave your house? I mean, you pick a spot that you like and just stay there. Why do you have to come bother me? That's why whenever people at work, whenever somebody from out of town goes, hey, do you know where this is? I'll either say, no, sorry, or I'll give them the complete wrong directions. I'll give them like the opposite way, because here's the other thing. Have you ever heard of Google Maps? It's available. This is not 1970. The internet exists. You can look it up. You don't need to ask me. Just just try and use your phone. Of course, like all of the tourists, they're on their phone all the time taking pictures, but the one time they need their phone to maybe, find out where they need to go, I'm sorry, I'm from out of town. Can you tell me where the local restaurant is? That's all. That's what it is. I mean, anybody that's a tourist, that's what I think of. And look, I mean, almost everybody has been on some kind of vacation. We've all been tourists, but you can act appropriately. Just act like you've lived there your whole life, but don't act like a bitch. And it's that simple. You don't have to act like a bitch no matter where you go, because you know what? Just because you're paying to be there does not mean you own the place. You don't own a town. You don't own the city. You're a loser. You just happen to be visiting a winter's town. That's the way I see tourism. And that's my favorite thing about tourism, because I mean, I hate where I work. I'm just a supervisor at a retail store. But one of the things I love is now that I'm a supervisor, whenever it's summertime, I always get to kick people out, and it's the best thing. I did the other day. A guy came up and, look, I live in New York City. We have to ID people for beer, yada yada yada. And where I work, it's a company policy. We ID everybody, yada yada yada, the usual shit. So, guy comes up, just walks into the building and comes up to me. So, you have to ID everybody? And I said, yeah, that's a law of this state, and it's a company policy. Like, no, it's not a law, and it's a stupid policy. It's a stupid policy. And I go, well, don't like it, don't shop here. You don't have to. And he goes, so are you going to ID me if I don't have my license? I said, oh, you betcha. And of course he went up to like a girl that was underage that I had to approve anyway. He's a fucking idiot. And I came up to him, he's like, ID please. And he goes, let me see yours first. I said, no, I am the one selling it to you. You don't need to see my ID. Then I'm not giving you my ID. I'm like, then I'm not giving it to you. And if you continue to act this way, you're going to leave. He goes, you have no right. I said, oh, yes, I do. And if you continue to harass any of my coworkers, you will be kicked out of the store. And of course, he's like, I'm not going anyway. I said, yes, you are. Goodbye. And we refused the sale because he is a fucknut loser. Oh my God. Tourism, fucking stay home or shut up when you're out and about. Because I don't want to hear your lip. No, your opinion sucks. Unless you're funny, your opinion sucks. I'm sorry. I remember last year we called the cops on a guy because this is so stupid. He got pissed because we didn't sell coffee mugs. We didn't sell coffee mugs, and he got so pissed off, and he started yelling, and he refused to leave, so we called the police, and they escorted him out of the building. Oh my God, those are the moments that I love working, that I get to see a person so stupid get escorted out by police officers because we didn't sell coffee mugs. God bless America. You gotta love it. Speaking of my work, though, I work with obviously a bunch of people, and they're all losers, and let me tell you why. And I hope that all of you guys are listening. I'm gonna tell you why you suck, okay? They cannot take a fucking hint, okay? I am not a nice guy. I do not claim to be a nice guy. But for some reason, I can't explain this. I don't know if it translates well on this show or not because I'm by myself, but whenever somebody talks to me, if I'm in the middle of a conversation, someone comes up to me, I'm like, shut the fuck up, I'm talking. This is what I'll say. I'll just be like, shut up, I'm talking. And they laugh. They think it's funny. And I'm like, well, there's some truth behind every joke. Just leave me alone. Like, people at my work love it. Love it when I get angry because, quote unquote, it's funny. So, I mean, okay, that's great. But, then they'll start saying, like, God, Aiden's so mean. I'm like, but you said it was funny. Pick a lane. Just, what do you want me to be? I'm going to do what I want, but either like me or don't, and shut up and leave me alone because I don't care about your opinion. I mean, people come up to me and they say stupid shit because they know that I'll do a joke, that I'll make it into a joke and make it funny. Ha 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 ha. That's all my opinion is a joke. I'm fine with that. But don't get mad like, God, Aiden's being mean again. Oh my God. Like, I'm not perfect. I can't, if I'm going to be funny, I'm going to be mean. If you don't want me to be funny, I won't be mean. But you gotta pick a side. I'll either be quiet and nice, or I'll be funny and mean. That's all I'm gonna say. So anyone listening, pick your battles, because either way, you're a loser. And that's that. That's that. What's my favorite thing to say at work? My favorite thing ever is someone will set me up. I'll respond back, and then they'll go up to like another person and be like, they'll go up to like the manager and be like, God, I think they're joking. They're probably joking, but they're like, God, Aiden's being mean again today. And I'll always say, they drew first blood, not me. That was my amazing Stallone impression. But yeah, they drew first blood, not me, because I just that's like my go-to phrase now. Whenever it's basically saying they started it. It's a cooler way of saying that. Hey, they started it, not me. But of course, because I work with people that don't watch movies aside from one person, who has seen the movie, nobody gets it. They're like, why does Aiden keep saying that? Why does he keep saying that? I'm so uncultured. I don't understand this. I've never seen First Blood. I don't understand what he's saying, that crazy boy. So yeah, glad to do this episode. I look forward to doing more. And I have a special thing in mind for a future episode. I don't really want to give away what it is, but how do I put this to you without giving it away? I'll be acting very different. But I'm going to try something to be funny, okay? That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something that you've never seen before. I mean, you're not seeing this, you're hearing this. Something that you've never heard before. And you will hear it, hopefully, on a future Ranting Redhead episode. Thank you all so much for listening. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I'll talk to you later.